Darryl Kennedy will make the initial statement, and then you guys can ask any questions that you see fit. We'll just let Tom get you set up, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Everybody ready? All right.
Well, thanks for coming up today, and looking forward to being here again in Wilmington. I enjoyed, my time in 2008, and looking forward to get back to it with the season. I think we should be pretty excited this year. I'm very confident in the guys we got in the locker room down there. Any questions?
So I guess tell us a little bit about, I guess maybe your sense of where this particular group's talents lie, and I guess are these some of the guys you worked with last year?
No, I haven't worked with too many of these guys.
Okay.
Really, they've all been ahead of us. Ahead of me. I was in the Arizona Rookie League last few years, so these guys all pretty much skipped me and went on. But Lexington, most of them, the majority of them were in Lexington last year, with a couple of guys thrown in from Idaho Falls. So I think our pitching is going to be strong, and I think we're going to be able to play defense well. And we're going to supply some power. Hopefully we'll turn this ballpark into more of a hitter's ballpark. That in the past it's always been a pitching ballpark, but I think we've got weapons to do it this year.
Talk about your relief pitching that you have in the bullpen that Phil will help you out this year.
Oh, we got Murray and Sparkman, Arch. He'll be our lefty in the pen. What else we got? Ali Williams here a little bit last year.
Mark Peterson.
Mark Peterson. Those will be ours. Zeb Sneed and Johnny Walter. Those are our relievers. Yeah, forgot about Rolling Nina. How many we got? So, I feel very confident in our overall team, pitching, defense, hitting. I think everything's there. We just got to go out and put it on the field.
Darryl, talk about returning to Wilmington in the sense that you've been coaching Rookie League and the adjustment to Rookie League and where those guys are at in their progression, and then coming up back to high A and where these guys are at in their progression.
That's a breath of fresh air. The rookie ball, the kids are young, mostly high school kids and very young Latin kids, and at their point in their career, they're just not able to do the things on a consistent basis. Here, by the time these guys get here, they've figured some things out with their game. They know how to do things. Their mind can now, tell their body what they want to do, and they can do it. And for me, it's exciting to get to come back to some better baseball and some fundamental baseball.
This year's team is very prospect driven. Is there an under the radar guy that we should look out for this year?
In my mind, they're all prospects. I think I'm not going to label anybody or a prospect and all that according to where they were drafted. I think all these guys are going to, prove to be prospects at the end of the season. So, are there any under the radar guys? I don't know. In my mind, I don't think any of them are under the radar.
What do you tell these guys about what to expect? That obviously you've managed this level, you've managed here. What to expect at this level in this league?
Well, I talked to the hitters in spring training, and the biggest thing is there's only 7 other teams in the league. There's an 18 total league. There are 8 total teams in the league. And on the offensive side, the other teams start figuring you out, and they know where your weakness is pretty quick. And you're going to have to make adjustments. And once they figure out a weakness, you've got to make the adjustment and make it a strength, and then they're going to counter and come at you a different way. So I strongly suggested to those guys to keep a record, keep track of your bats against certain teams and see how they're pitching you. And on the pitching side, it's the same way, just the opposite. You got to figure out the hitters and make adjustments to them. So this league, that's the great thing about this league, is with that amount of teams, you're going to have to make an adjustment. And the guys that can make an adjustment, they're not going to be here very long, and they're going to move on to Double A. And that's the beauty of this league.
Talk about your catching positions a little bit. Who do you have the catchers?
Cameron Gallagher and Zane Evans will be our catchers. I've spent a lot of time with Cameron over the years in instructional league and extended springs and stuff like that. Very good game caller, handles the pitching staff well. He's a good catch and throw guy, and I think offensively has struggled a little bit, but I think this year's going to be a good year for him offensively. Zane Evans, we drafted him last year, played in Idaho Falls, so this is really the first glance with Zane, but tremendous bat ability. He's a hitter, and they're going to kind of split time, behind the plate, and then when they're not catching, the other one's probably going to DH. So.
Have you set your rotation yet for the season?
Yes, we have Almonte, Miguel Almonte's opening day, followed by Chedzik. He's a hard name to pronounce. And then we're going to go with Christian Benford, and then Stumpf will be the last guy, fourth man down in Winston-Salem. Then we'll open up with Sean Minaya here, followed by Yonder Caramel. So we'll have a 6-man staff to begin the season.
Have you set your lineup yet? Any idea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it. No, I'm just kidding. Mondesi's going to lead off. Bubba Starling's going to hit second. The guy to my left here, he's going to hit third. Fourth will be Zane Evans, DH. Fifth will be Joe Hermine Chavez in right field. Sixth is going to be Jack Lopez at second base. Seventh is going to be Gallagher behind the plate. Eighth is going to be Mark Donato at first base. And ninth will be Daniel Rocket in left field. He'll be playing third.
Hunter, can you talk a little bit about the challenge that Darryl spoke about, just kind of getting used to, being able to adjust as the season goes along, and how much more of a challenge that is as you move up from level to level?
Yeah, well, I started last year. I started in Idaho Falls, and that was kind of an eye-opener. Getting drafted from college, going to pro ball, seeing how the pro ball life was. And then towards the end of the year, I got moved up to Lexington, and the competition was a lot better, and I had to make a couple adjustments and stuff. And I'm sure this is going to be the same thing. Competition is going to be better. There's only 8 teams, so like DK was saying, the pitchers are going to know what my weaknesses are. And so for me as a hitter, I'm going to have to make adjustments on the fly and learn, what the pitcher struggles at and stuff. And baseball is a game of adjustments, and the people who succeed are the guys who can adjust. So that's my goal, is just to be able to adjust and just have a fun year, and hopefully we can win a championship.
Hunter, what's Darryl told you about this ballpark and the fact that it is not a heavy park?
Well, everyone that's played here just says, oh, this ball doesn't carry or anything. And we were hitting BP yesterday, and of course the wind's blowing in 100 miles an hour in. Balls weren't going anywhere, but they said, don't worry, it's not going to be like that every day. But today the wind doesn't seem that much of a factor, so I guess we'll find out today, and I'll see how it really carries.
I guess the same question for you, just maybe opposite. How much of a challenge do you see in coming here and making those adjustments on the mound?
Well, I'm on the other side of it. Talked to DK a little bit when we were in spring training, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna love to pitch in Wilmington." I was drafted out of junior college and played a little bit out of the bullpen my first year, and then went to Lexington. You can tell at each level the hitters get more aggressive. As a pitcher, your mistakes turn into mistakes when you leave the ball up. And so I definitely have adjusted to hitters. You know, I like to look at the other hitters on the team when I go to face them and everything. So just battling down, you know, I like to, you know, fight for my teammates, and the hitters do the same for me when I'm out there on the mound. And so, you know, we're looking for a big year this year, and like Hunter was saying, you know, we're hoping to get a championship.